In the world of global finance, things usually move pretty slowly. But every once in a while, a country makes a move so bold, so seismic, that it forces everyone to completely rewrite the rulebook on foreign investment. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
So let's start with this number right here, 75%. Just let that sink in. This isn't some new tax or a tariff. Nope. This is a legally mandated transfer of ownership. It's a country looking at its own economy and saying, we're taking back control. This one number, it's the key to this entire story.
And this is the legal muscle behind it. It's officially called Statutory Instrument 215. And the language is, well, it's intense. It's a command economy directive. That's not a suggestion. It's an order. It gives that 75% number the full force of law, basically telling foreign companies in certain sectors, you now have to sell a majority of your business to local Zimbabweans. And they're not messing around with the timeline. It's what they're calling a 3-year forced exit. Think of it like a countdown. In year 1, foreign owners have to sell off 25%. Year 2, another 25%. And by the end of year 3, that last 25% has to be sold. It means if you're a foreign business in one of these sectors, you either become a minority partner or you get out. Simple as that.
So what kind of businesses are we talking about? This is the really interesting part. It's not just about huge mines or factories. The law is specifically targeting the everyday, street-level economy. We're talking about bus companies, bakeries, hair salons, even local ad agencies. The goal here is pretty clear. Make sure the basic commerce that people interact with every day is owned by the people who live there.
So does this just kick all foreign money out of the country? Well, not quite. There's a loophole, a way to stay. But, and it's a big but, the price of admission is astronomical. It's basically designed to filter out everyone except the biggest, most serious industrial players.
Just look at these pay-to-play numbers. If you're a foreign company and you want to run a retail business without selling off 75%, fine. You just need to invest a cool $20 million and hire 200 local employees. For green milling, it's $25 million. The message here couldn't be clearer. If you want to play in these sectors, you better be an industrial titan. Otherwise, this part of the economy is reserved for locals.
Okay, so that's Section 1. We've got the 75% sovereign lock. It's a policy of what you could call structural exclusion. It's not just about getting a piece of the pie, it's about reserving the entire street-level economy for your own citizens.
And that brings up the big question, right? Is this just one country doing something pretty radical? Or are we seeing the beginning of a much, much bigger trend across the entire continent?
Turns out, Zimbabwe is definitely not alone. When you look around the region, you see a clear pattern emerging. Mali's new mining code gives the state and locals up to 35% ownership. Burkina Faso takes it even further, up to 45%, and they're slashing the length of mining permits in half. This isn't an isolated event, it's a continental playbook.
And this isn't just about passing laws. These new policies are bringing in real money, a whole lot of it. Take Mali. They conducted a massive, state-led forensic audit of their mining industry. And what did they find? They recovered a staggering $1.2 billion. That's billion with a B. Money from unpaid taxes, royalties, you name it.
So that's the big takeaway from this section. This isn't just a bunch of random one-off events. It is a coordinated playbook. Countries are using new laws and deep dive audits to reclaim their economic power and make sure the wealth from their own resources actually benefits their own people first.
Okay, but let's be real. It takes more than just political guts to stand up to giant multinational corporations. A law is just words on a page if you don't have the financial power to back it up. So how are these countries making such bold moves without getting completely cut off from the global economy?
Well, the answer is you build an alternative. This is a look at something called the unit. It's a new currency for settling trade deals being developed by the BRICS plus countries. And look at what it's made of. It's anchored by 40% physical gold. That gives it real tangible value. Imagine Zimbabwe selling its lithium directly to a battery maker in Brazil. They could settle that deal using this currency, backed by gold, without a single US dollar or Western bank ever getting involved.
And that really gets to the core of the difference here. The old way, the SWIFT system, is basically a messaging service run by Western banks. That makes it a powerful tool for political pressure and sanctions. The new BRICS Plus architecture, though, is a direct payment system. It's built from the ground up to bypass all of that, to be a sanctions-proof highway for international trade. So, this gold-backed alternative is the crucial piece of the puzzle. It's the parallel financial system that gives these nations the confidence to assert their economic sovereignty without having to worry about being financially blackballed. It's the power that makes these new laws possible.
But, and this is a huge but, this path is incredibly risky. As this analysis points out, a policy this aggressive could totally backfire. It could scare off all new investment, force existing businesses to just pack up and leave, or push everything into the shadows, into an informal economy. And if that happens, the government loses tax money and workers lose their protections.
And we really have to be honest here. Sovereignty isn't a magic wand. Taking national control doesn't automatically fix these really deep-seated problems. You still see toxic spills from mines in Zambia. People in Zimbabwe are complaining about being forced off their land with barely any compensation. And the country's booming lithium sector, it accounts for 10% of all human rights abuse allegations in Africa's mining sector. For the international companies that need these minerals, these aren't just local issues anymore. They become massive risks for their supply chains and their reputations. Which brings us to the really complex truth of it all. Gaining this kind of economic control means making huge trade-offs. It's a high-stakes gamble. You risk scaring off capital, all while facing the massive challenge of solving problems that, frankly, local ownership won't magically fix overnight.
So, this is where we're left. A new global economic order is being built right now. Not in some faraway boardroom, but on the ground with policies just like this one. Nations are grabbing their economic destiny with one hand, but what are they risking with the other? And it really forces you to ask, what is the true price of independence?